I'm gonna flame your top loose. I'm gonna flame your top.
Welcome to the 34th episode of the High Vibe Guys. You got your boy Booze down here drinking some fresh spring water. You got Asa Bay on my right wearing his brother's hoodie. Speak on your brother a little bit.
Encore.
My baby brother?
Yeah, Encore.
Oh, man. So Encore means everlasting life. Encore is the baby brother of the bunch. So when we were younger, we used to, like, mind you, we all 4 years. It's a 4-year difference between us. So me and Encore are 8 years apart, right? But we so tight. We was like saying we was best friends when he was like 5 or something. We've been locked in so crazy. But when Azel just transitioned, we was already tight, and we just like put the bread pieces together. Like we just gelled up. This young man is 24 years old right now. Got his own record label. Got 4 artists down in Atlanta. They popping. At first, you be trying to, gas your people up if you love them. Like, yeah, man, that was tight, blah, blah, blah. His artists are phenomenal, like better than the stuff I hear on the radio. He out here hustling, grinding, still educating himself. You know how people be saying they self-taught? He's doing that and going to school simultaneously for music. So he doing a lot of stuff. I ain't going to put all his business out because I want him manifesting stuff before he gets introduced to the world. But I'm just extremely proud of him, man. I think his Instagram, if y'all want to go check him out, is only ONLY, 1 like the number Encore. I think that's it. If it's not it, I'll update you guys and correct it or whatever by the end of the show. But anyways, man, shout out to him, man. I love you, bro. You probably down there, doing some crazy stuff. But yeah, that's it. Only 1 Encore.
Yeah.
ONLY, the number 1, and then his name is spelled ANKUR. But yeah. Go check him out, doing his thing out there. He a young superhero, young legend in the making.
And last but least, on the intro side of things, we got Akil.
It's 20. It's 20.
Least?
Hey.
I said
Hey.
last but least. Oh, not
Hey.
least. I forgot to put the not in there. I
Hey.
forgot. I promise you, it wasn't even a flame that
It's
time.
2021, man.
Last but not least.
The disrespectful intros
Damn, bro.
end today. Episode 34. I can't be
bro.
last but least. I can't be the afterthought of the show.
Well,
Huh? Bro?
Yeah.
work on your
Please.
presence then, man.
Hey.
God, I'll try.
Now he got a battle with me to see who the least. If you not the least, now it's like
Nobody's the least. Somebody got to be the least. Whatever.
Somebody gotta be the least,
somebody,
man.
yeah.
I'll be the least.
Let me shut up for,
I was about to, I also, I don't want it to come across misconstrued. I got 2 hours of sleep. I didn't get much sleep last night. We won't go into details as to why. Keeping that shit off the air.
Please.
Some stuff I actually got to keep to myself.
Hey,
Please.
man.
And it wasn't like a good time. Like, I don't have COVID. But
I wish you would have kept that shit to yourself yesterday.
I don't know. I get to
Man.
share with everything with you guys. You guys get to
I
hear
laughed my ass off. That's
every
all.
detail.
Yeah.
Gang.
We really didn't prepare a news piece for this episode. I had been thinking about going back to one thing, but we've talked about it so much that I was like, man, should we go back to that shit one more time? But why not?
By all means.
Vaccinations. All right. So now doctors, is certain medical industry people who are passing on vaccinations. And then on the other side of things, you got people, and and that's why I be getting sick of just fucking like clout. It is so fucking annoying. People doing fucking vaccinations on fucking IG and like fucking Facebook. Look at me, I got vaccinated. That's why I didn't put. I voted this year sticker because you know what? It's corny to me now. It's like, all right, it's what the fuck. It's what the expectation kind of was. So
Did you see the empty syringes though?
the empty syringes.
Like, bro.
The lady fainting. What? I guess we just live in a world. And I guess I'm getting to the point where I'm numb because it's like everything is a shit show in this country.
It's a big TV show.
Everything is fucking just overly dramatic. Lady fucking passes out after she gets her fucking shot and shit on fucking. It's like, God damn it.
I could see a kill with a TV show in the future, or probably something online. You know the way the world is moving. Something called "I Told You So." Basically, with all his little, let me not say little, all his conspiracy so-called theories, coming to pass, all the hardcore facts, evidence, or whatever, getting that cake. People just dropping bread in his pocket every day for their advertisement plugs. That's easy, yeah. Don't be trying to jock off that neither. Let my bro get his M's up. Anybody listening?
Slap.
Don't be a vulture. what that mean?
Sounds like a plan.
Oh my God. Yeah, cold.
Come on, man.
That was phenomenal.
I should have told you off the air. My bad.
I'm keeping that shit in my vocabulary.
Slap.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Slap.
Tell me if ain't nobody capitalizing the next couple
That's
months,
a
bro.
TV, that's a shirt, bro.
I swear.
Crab.
Yeah, cold. He gave away a great idea.
Crab legs and weed when we get out of here. Slap.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. It's unlimited potential.
It is unlimited potential.
So what you think about that? The vaccinations?
Oh man, that shit. I said this one episode a while back. I'm not rushing for anything where they fucking don't know what the fuck is going. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. I feel like people just jumping in line, and it's like
Out of fear.
and clout though. That's the other thing. Is like the clout chasing is starting to amaze me to some extent because everything is to fucking be recognized for it, and it's making me want to be more of an introvert, to be honest.
Is that the clout you want to chase?
Look at me. Look.
Look, it's
Look.
the
No, you 100%
But
right.
hold on.
I just-
Look at me. I'm
Yeah.
giving money to this homeless man. Hold on.
There you-
Hold
yeah.
on. Start. Whoa. Start the camera over from scratch.
yeah.
Hold on. Give me walking over to him.
Y'all only gave
All
me
right.
26 likes for that?
yeah.
What
It's
the
just
fuck? Y'all didn't see me get his homeless man meals?
shit. It's just fucking like everything is so. I'm not gonna everything. It's a lot of things in this great world that are great. I'm not finna fucking like act like everything in this world is that, but it really is starting to get to a point to where it's like I have a hard time believing anything because everything is for clout. It's like, oh man,
You seen the Truman Show before, right?
Mhm.
The movie. America, the country, the world we live in, to me, in my eyes, is like the Truman Show.
everything's
It's like
fake.
watching the Truman Show. Man, come on, bro. I saw a meme one day where it was like, this is not food, this is not religion, but in every spot where it said this is not such and such, this is not, it was what is held up as that.
Yeah.
So it was like, this is not food. It had McDonald's, KFC, but every time I drive past McDonald's, KFC, them lines is banging. So it's food to, you know what I'm saying, 80%, 90% of the world.
Got to do a health show coming up soon.
Yeah, bro, like, this is not religion. But what was being held up was like fucking the priests and popes and all these dudes that for years have been molesting kids and shit. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's
Yeah,
like
man.
we are living in the most ridiculous reality TV show, but it's inverted because it's real.
Yeah. So,
Art imitates life. Life is imitating art, which is imitating life, which is it's like a cycle.
Fucking up. Yeah. Shit, I was listening to NPR yesterday morning and they were talking about these deep Trump sites that people have where Trump says something and like these people on these deep, I don't want to say deep fake, but they like research shit to death to try to find validity to the shit Trump says to make it a real thing. And then they make a big story about it, about some bullshit that he might say. And then it goes from there. And they were talking about how in Georgia, this lady who was counting, I don't know, ballots or some shit, had a box, right? And Trump said something like, yo, she dumped a briefcase full of votes into this shit. And like, it turns out it's actually just a box where the shit goes. It like, this where, but people went in and created a whole conspiracy around him saying that shit, got her name, her information, put that shit out on the web. And this is whole fucking like conspiracy theory created around this woman who was just literally, but all to say like a lot of this shit is really, really fake. And then was the crazy part, the interesting part is, and something Antonio, my boy Antonio Raphael said,
When is he coming on the show?
again, oh man, I don't know, 'cause we argued a lot on last time he was here. Let me see if I can pull it up. But he
You and Antonio argued a lot?
yeah, we talked about green light. We was arguing about the green light shit.
Oh, that is true. I remember that.
But he put something that that sparked me though. Was like he's referring to Trumpers, and he said something like, basically what you were saying, like you guys are pretty much upset about things that aren't real, but there are things that are real that we don't get upset about. You know what I mean? The price of insulin. You know what I mean? The price, like there are things that are very real in our day to day that we don't even try to really address because it ain't sexy. It ain't
Because it is a part of American culture. There is certain shit that is embedded in the way we live that is just is what it is. Why the fuck do I go to the emergency room, get a Tylenol, a doctor, or not even a doctor, a PA, which ain't no disrespect to PAs at all. Y'all take y'all time, y'all do the studies and XYZ, but I go in, I see a physician's assistant. I'm in there for a couple hours, and then I dip, and you get charged like $7,000.
Hey, man.
That's a part of our culture, bro. That shit is beyond wrong, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
On
yes,
every level.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
just a part of American culture, bro.
Yeah.
We talking about what's real. What's even realer than that is when somebody poses the question, why do we even need insulin? Why are we in the hospital so much? We need to address those problems at the root.
So, Whole Foods CEO John Mackey said that we don't need better healthcare coverage. We need to eat better and treat our bodies better.
Those are facts.
Right. And this is really going nowhere as much as I saw this. A friend of ours posted it from the dojo, and I started reading through the comments, and somebody was like, he ain't no physician. And then they was like, he owns a grocery store that makes a whole lot of money. And I was thinking to myself, motherfuckers argue just to argue.
Yep.
That was the fucking, okay, so what?
If the truth came from a coke fiend on the corner, do it change that it's the truth?
Do it changes the truth. And to me, I couldn't help but to think, like, God damn, we argue just to fucking argue. Just to say we got a point.
Typically, it's a person feeling like it's an attack. Typically, I mean, if you think about it, like, why are you responding in that manner? Because you feel like it's an attack on your person.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I just got done smashing Popeye's combo meal with a Diet Coke, and I don't feel so hot. And you just came with this little meme talking about taking better care of yourself.
Diet Coke, extra large, no ice.
No ice.
A lot of time when people do something that you can't do, people tend to turn into a hater. Or something that they can't do, they tend to turn into a hater. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, people tend to, get into those positions to make a lot of money. He's doing exactly what he might have dreamed about doing 20, 30 years ago.
Right.
Make
a lot of money and be influenced. And we're not going to go down this path, but if there were no Whole Foods, a lot of these natural holistic stores wouldn't exist. You know what I mean? Like, you or in your communities wouldn't have access to them. Mm-hmm. And I agree, prices of food are ridiculous. And I go down this path a whole nother day. And I'm not defending Whole Foods, but I will say that profit margins are extremely slim in a grocery store.
Facts.
The app you use to do whatever, your dating site, is making 10 times the amount of money at the end of the day than a grocery store is that provides nutrients to your community. But I guess, like, details aren't as important when that makes sense. So let's get back to the vaccines, and then we're going to jump into the topic. So I kind of gave y'all my, like, I'm just not for just jumping out there as, this seems to be one of those things that isn't really very well laid out at this point. Asa?
Man, after seeing or reading about different politicians saying, yeah, I'll take it after the black and brown people take it and the blacks and Hispanics, and they're like, come on, bro, small stuff like that, and seeing people faint and die, like, right after, like, days after, hours after, like, come on, man. You got to be a fool, in my opinion, to, like, literally follow through with something like that, And then after you hear a kill, like, drop and communicate the content inside of them. Now, in the future, if they were to put together something that was, like, a lot more effective and healthy and not as damaging and manipulating to the human body, specifically DNA and genetics, like, come on, bro. That's spiritual content you're dealing with, based off of fear and ego. Like, you about to put the future of humanity's life on the line because you, like, are not astute enough to go in the lab and really, do what it takes scientifically to put something together to solve the problem. And then you got people also posing the questions, how are they able to do X, Y, and Z so fast and we still don't have cures for so many other things? We got all these problems and y'all rushing to do that? Like, the agendas behind it?
Yeah.
I'm straight on that, bro.
Yeah. And that's what it is, man. It's like they were able to do it because they see a dollar sign attached to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they were able to produce something that could be used as a vaccine because there's a big dollar sign attached to it. And I wish we need to get a certified doctor on here because I've heard that too now about how the current vaccines impact the RNA. And then there's supposed to be a third or a fourth vaccine coming out that won't have that same type of impact on a human body. But I don't even know what's the RNA stand for.
Ribonucleic.
I was going to say red or righteous because I had no clue.
So
I was gonna just
DNA
make up
is
some shit completely.
deoxyribonucleic acid, and then RNA is the ribo.
All right, scientists. All right. We got a mathematician and a fucking scientist in here today. Akil.
Oh, you talking about how I feel about vaccines or my?
The vaccine in particular is new. We get news and we kind of see that it's an evolving, like story around it.
Not a damn thing has changed for me, bro. Nada.
So we can jump into the topic.
Nada.
Get this fire ass part 2 going.
I was just looking while you guys were talking. I was just jumping on the CDC's official website because you can go on the CDC website.
Why you gotta do them like that, bro?
It's public knowledge. You go on the CDC website and just Google search vaccine ingredients CDC. And they'll literally give you the ingredients on their official website, the ingredients to every vaccine that has ever been made. Even ones that aren't even out yet, like the new hepatitis B vaccine that comes out next month. Right?
Gotta get that shit.
Right? So, in the new hepatitis B vaccine that comes out next month, one of the ingredients is aluminum hydroxide. Right? Aluminum is toxic in the body. Aluminum hydroxide side effects from their official website are, or as follows: nausea, vomiting, rebound, hyperacidity, aluminum intoxication, low blood phosphates, chalky taste, constipation, fecal impaction.
Chalky taste ain't too bad.
Out of the you said?
Fecal impaction, constipation.
You couldn't have said fecal.
100% said
you said
fecal. Fecal.
Damn. Somebody's gonna put that into their body.
But that's one ingredient. What of any of that is beneficial to my body? Like aluminum hydroxide is again proven to be unsafe. You can look it up. Like
I would say so. I'm not defending them because I'm sure like everything has a purpose.
Don't say it's a preservative, bro.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I mean, you don't know. I don't know if it's help combining other products. Not defending it at all because I'm just saying that I'm sure it has a purpose inside of it.
Oh, come on, bro.
Get your mans, bro.
What do you mean? I'm not. Listen to me.
Hold
Listen
on,
to the
wait,
words coming out of
wait.
my mouth. I'm not defending. I'm just saying I'm sure it has a purpose inside the.
You're defending it. How do you know it has a purpose?
The defending it would be like I would say that I think you should take it.
No.
I'm saying
you're saying it has a purpose. How do you know it has a purpose? What's the purpose?
I mean, shit.
So how do you know it has a purpose?
I mean, lots of things have a downside to them.
Bruh.
I'm not telling you.
Look, I love you right now.
What I'm trying to.
Let's transition into the.
What I'm trying to say is that I don't know what the purpose of it inside. Like I would have to look up why it's in there. Like I don't know. Like it's not. I doubt it's just in there to just be in there.
Okay, so
that's what I guess I'm trying to say. It's like I'm doubt it's like.
Okay, so let me hit you with this. Corner store. 10-year-old kid can walk into a corner store and buy a bag of Flamin' Hot Cheetos, right?
Yeah.
It has red
40
in it. What's the purpose of red 40? To turn it a certain color so it's more appealing to the eye, XYZ. What does red 40 do to your mind, to your pineal
at what
gland?
expense?
But y'all missed the whole thing. Red 40 is to attract you to the chip, right?
But what does it do inside of your body?
It is. It's to make it look more tasty.
Yeah, but what does it do inside of your body?
That's all I was trying to say. I'm not saying it's good for you. I think you're missing that. I'm not saying it was ever
But it's a vaccine, bro. It's not for taste. It's not.
Why
you're never going to taste it.
Why are you telling me?
You're not ingesting it like it's a drink.
Why are you arguing with me like I'm creating the vaccine? I didn't put the shit in there.
But you said
the consciousness
I'm sure there is a reason that it's in
there.
I'm sure. Why are you sure there's a reason it's in there?
Because the scientists were using the weak tools that they had available.
All right,
You know what?
can we
You
skip
know
to
what?
the
There
topic? Can we go
are-
to the topic?
Yeah. There are reasons, though. There are a lot of reasons that people do whatever. Because people could say, oh, my God, why is that slave owner raping that lady? There's a reason.
Because he
he-
wanted
yeah.
some pussy
There
at
we
the
go.
time.
You feel
It
me?
don't make it good. Is what I'm trying to say.
I wasn't trying to. I got your back on the upcoming parts. I wasn't trying to have your back right there.
Okay.
I was on the kill side right there. Like fuck what they talking about with the why they put it in there. At what expense?
That's what
are
I'm
you
saying.
yeah.
That was
taking
the
it?
initial
You know
point.
what?
Hold on. Wait. So the initial point of me bringing that to the table is to say they put fuck shit into vaccines that you have no clue what the purpose is. So if you're saying, yeah, but I'm sure there's a purpose behind it, you're contradicting me saying there ain't no fucking purpose behind it, healthy or not. Right?
No, I'm saying it has a purpose. I don't know what the purpose is for.
So if the purpose is to destroy cells in your body.
Did I say that it was for anything good or bad?
Let's nip that in the bud like
Did I?
this. Let's
Make
nip
me
that in the
sad.
bud.
Listen to
just
me.
like
Did I?
this.
Did I?
Me so
Bro.
sad.
Did I?
Look,
I can't
man.
wait to
Look.
re-review this episode.
Because
Definitely.
I
Hands
think
down,
I
for
think
sure.
you think I was coming from a defensive space for it, and I was more like just like with the red 40. Is my whole point is like it ain't a good thing. It has a purpose though.
Everything has a purpose.
But that was my whole point though. I wasn't saying that it was a good thing. I never was like, yeah, you know what? I sometimes shoot up aluminum in the fucking bathroom. You know when I'm fucking feeling down. I didn't say that. I said it has a purpose in there. I don't know what the fucking purpose is for. That was my whole point. I said it was intentionally put in there for a reason.
So if the purpose is to destroy.
I don't take vaccines, so I mean, shit, possibly, bro. I haven't got vaccinated for the flu. I haven't been vaccinated, shit, and CDC probably gonna be looking for me after this shit because.
But it's possible that you would take the COVID-19 vaccine.
It's everything's possible, but it's not like. How about this? I said this before. I am not planning on it, but I'm also looking for. I got to see what happens in the world. Like I have zero plans. I have not. It's not like I was like, you know what? As soon as this happens, I'm going to get it done.
I can respect that.
I hadn't said like black roll, but right now I have no plans to get it. But let's say in fucking 8 months, a year, it's like, you know what? You can't lead this motherfucking
It's like
country.
a zombie apocalypse and shit.
Or, you know, some crazy shit. then I'm like, you know what? I really, really have strong beliefs, and I will not go against this no matter what. I'm not going to be that. I'm not going to put myself in a box like
Zombie
that.
apocalypse. Also
Let's keep-
administering COVID
Come on,
vaccines.
man. Just keep in mind what's really going on. So a lot of them have all of those ingredients. Mind you, like Akil says all the time, you look on the back of something, you can't even pronounce 90% of the shit on the
Sodium
back of
diasparate.
like, bro. And that's the
Phosphate.
beginning. That's the first half of the
Bicarbonate.
word. What you just said is like not even the complete thing. Like, come on, bro. Like, so the people who create these type of things, they put these words on there, right, that are reflective of the content in there in a way that they know the ignorant masses will not be able to figure out like what's really going on. So that's for the ignorant folks they push it to. Now on the flip side, you have studious and scientific doctors and practitioners, etc., who are familiar with that type of terminology, who will say, yo, I'm not about to take that, nor am I allowing my children to take that. The same way you have people like Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos and all these types of folks talking about like, yeah, my children are going outside to play on swings. They're not allowed
They
to
don't
use
fuck with
cellular
Facebook.
devices
Yep.
or iPad or Facebook or blah, 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 because they know what's up, because they're in the know. So right now, we say the age of Aquarius. That's the term we use right now, but it's also the age of enlightenment, right? Some people might say the age of brotherly love and brotherhood and all of that. But we can only achieve that state when we have a knowledge and we're aware that we're all the same fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I was saying about on the last show about all them goddamn black organizations. Like, shut the fuck up, bro. Like, if you run up on a White House like yesterday or whatever, or the Capitol like yesterday, all y'all would have been dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, humble yourself and get your stuff together. Anyways,
So this this transitions over to what you want to talk about was you said the age of Aquarius.
hey man,
So and then on the previous show, guys, we were talking about just like Asakana was speaking to great change is happening and how if you ain't right and got your shit together, then you might not necessarily, have longevity in this world. And he was speaking from an astrological space, a spiritual space. Where are you speaking from?
Same thing.
So where you speaking from, and I guess give context, and then we can put on the gloves and go in the boxing ring afterwards.
We don't even, bro. At the end of the day, you my brother.
I'm popping Booz's head. No.
And let's be clear. I won't say what exactly happened, but y'all two know what happened before we even walked in the building.
What I told you about last night?
No, when I said how about that
We're bringing up
2-on-1?
last night.
The 2-on-1.
Oh,
Two-
where
yeah.
Booz was fixing his peacoat and I was trying to attack you.
Oh yeah.
Hey man,
Yep.
can't wait till y'all get. Oh, okay.
Oh god.
Let's
Hey,
not
bro,
talk
it
about
ain't gonna
that.
be like that forever, bro.
Yes, it will.
No, it's not, bro.
Bro.
I'm telling you.
I'm training every day, bro.
Not
So
gonna
as
be
you
like that
all
forever,
get
bro.
developed, I'ma just be that much more, efficient.
When
That's
we become rich, I'm gonna hire all 5 instructors.
Bro, look, bro. So look.
And they gonna have a separate day.
I'm gonna tell you
the
like
rest
this.
of the weekend.
So the other day, I'm talking to one of my big bros, right? One of the big homies, and he had
All
responded
6
and
instructors.
said
I'm sorry.
I said something about
Instructor
Benny Hannes,
Sunray.
right? And he was like, well, yeah, but I don't mess with them because so and so a rat and blah 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 blah. And I was like, man, shit, you big bro, I'm rocking with you. And then he was like, nah, you don't got to do all that because you're not a street nigga, blah blah blah. And I like as much as I respect that, at the end of the day, that hire somebody shit, that's cool. But my first thought was, all these so-called street dudes, they got all these guns and blah, 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 and they think that, they done scrapped in their neighborhood. I will beat the brakes off of 90% of these you know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because of what we're taught
Uh-huh.
at you know where.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So with your hired folks, that shit
No, that-
not going to fly, bro.
You didn't hear me. I'm hiring the instructors.
You can't
Bro.
hire this, bro.
When I'm rich, what?
I think
The
also
instructors-
Instructor Vaughn,
bro.
listen.
The
I will hire
instructors
you
train
for
us to be
30,000.
better than them.
I
So
will
how
hire
is that
you for
gonna work?
$30,000 a month. You think Instructor
the
Vaughn
intent,
gonna be
bro.
like, yeah, nah.
They
Nah,
gonna
you
come-
gonna take that, bro?
Because it's
Instruct-
loyalty
Do
over
the
your
lab,
money,
Booz.
bro.
They gonna come out looking like cyborg or something. It's like they
Nah,
kill alter
bro.
the consciousness of the instructors.
You got to understand what you're getting yourself involved with. It's also a society of folks who have this love and this passion for one another that's beyond what money can buy.
Fool, you know
what
I'm
I'm
joking, right?
Hey,
Not if you take their brain out and you replace it with a chip.
how can you get to their brain if they're efficiently trained how they
If I-
are? That's impossible.
Well, hey,
If I got $150,000 a month,
I brought everybody hot green tea, and then boom, they wake up and cyborg time.
Let's get to
Where
this.
is
Let's get to
this
this show,
going?
bro. Let's get to the show
God.
because right now you're using your imagination,
heavy.
and I'm sensitive, so I'm taking it personal.
I
I'm
know,
responding.
like-
Yeah, I was actually surprised you got that damn defensive
Wait,
about
I'm
it.
not.
There were guys on the streets right now who have killed 11 people who I would go out there with no none. I was like, oh, okay. I said,
And beat
nobody
the brakes off that motherfucker.
beat the brakes off untrained street thugs.
I'm just saying, because nowadays a lot of people run to the guns, bro. I just
I
seen a
know.
video of some dude scrapping and somebody was getting his ass whooped, and then he just like ran and went to the trunk. Like, bro, like
course.
that's the mentality nowadays.
That's one
You know
part
what
why I
I'm
took
saying?
the class though, man. Was
Go.
I told somebody, I don't know who it was. I told one of the instructors, I was like, shit, I got in the class because it's easy to be like, you know what, I'm nonviolent, but then you got guns, and then you be like, more prepared to shoot somebody than you are to defend yourself with your hands. And I said, that's just a way that we got to start transitioning how we send that message to the youth because it's hypocritical as fuck. You can't tell somebody don't be nonviolent, and then you wouldn't dare be in a spot where they at, you know what I mean, and not have a strap on you.
Hey,
You know?
man, the way we train, there ain't no running to no trunk for no guns, so I ain't
no
even
run.
worried about that.
Well, I'm gonna keep the gun on me, but I'm also prepared to use these hands when
Yeah.
these bullets is gone.
Step on their
for
head.
sure. By all means, you want to be efficient on all levels. But
Sorry.
you also want to be efficient, extremely efficient, and not having to fight in the first place.
Facts.
Yeah,
Remember,
even better.
That's the first
Yeah.
defense.
White belt is fight. Green belt is like one hitter quitters. Above that is like,
Avoid.
you're getting better and better and better at preventing it until you get to the point where it's like literally impossible for somebody to create that situation.
I'm going
with
to fucking disrupt that. The next time I see one of the instructors at Whole Foods, I'm gonna just randomly slap the shit out of him. I'm gonna come up and like give him one of these. Wow, I'm gonna slap the shit out of him and run.
But this is the thing. The way that they train, they also have what's called muscle memory. So that might not be a good
that slap
idea.
ain't gonna get through.
Slap ain't gonna get through.
Hey, Boost. Listen, your slap for them is coming at like 2 miles per hour like this. They in their head thinking like, is this fool really about to slap me? Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna say
Let me put my
nobody's
list
name.
in my pocket.
I'm gonna
You
change
going
it.
full
I'm gonna change
speed.
it. So now I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna go give him a hug. Bite the ear right there. Now what's up, nigga? I got you. You know what I mean?
Bruh,
No.
Now you setting yourself up for failure.
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna say his name, but one of the instructors was around a loved one, right? Who got a little, wild, and they gave them a black eye by mistake because of muscle memory. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never mind the struggles. I ain't gonna try it.
No, go ahead, please.
The same way
I'm
you
not
get
gonna
something
try
in your eye and your eyes close,
Please.
right? Your eyelid closed
I
automatically.
Hey,
That's just how
listen,
that
bro.
works.
Don't listen to us. Try it.
How did you lose?
Keel trying to get
This is
you
like,
fired.
how did you lose your arm? Oh God!
Oh my God, it was a crazy story.
Really
it was
bad
aisle
practical
6.
joke.
Right.
Really bad practical joke. All
Aisle
right.
6.
Come on, man.
Aisle 6 Whole Foods.
Let's get to this firepower.
I didn't know
Me
a
and
shoot
Ammo-
toe would go
me
through
and-
my arm.
Me
All right.
me and Akil got some ammo for you.
All right. So I kind of I brought up the context of what we were speaking to. I said it was astrological, spiritual. When you talk about this great change. So you were supposed to start speaking to it, and then you got real defensive when he said he was going.
Hey, he trying to do the mind trick on us again. Asa.
But I also saw X-Men yesterday, which happened to have. You put me up on it, the Netflix joint with Professor X. But it's whose mind is powerful, whose mind is more powerful, blah blah blah.
Well, mine is often because my homeboy hit me up after that one episode where he was supposed to flame me, and he was like, "Oh, I see what you did on that episode." I said, "All right."
Oh, you flipped the script?
Oh, you remember a couple
that
episodes?
episode? Yeah.
Akil was
Hey,
trying to
me and
come
you
at
going back and forth, and he was sitting over there like,
Yeah.
Shout out to Black. Black was like, "Yeah, I saw what you did on that episode." I said, "Oh man, they made it too easy."
Yeah.
he said something about it in the episode. He was like, yes, all a part of my plan.
Oh god,
Bro, Bruce is highly intelligent, bro. A mental juggernaut for sure. Let me give you
Let's get to this.
your praise while we in the body.
Go, Topico.
And on top of that,
Here comes Asa with the bullshit, everybody.
exactly. I'm just fucking with you. Let's get to it. Okay, come on. So basically, what I was saying about this great change, and some people were saying, I'm not gonna point no fingers, say no names.
Boost.
Some people were saying that they didn't see it, blah blah blah. And now from both sides, my defense for them is that the same way I might go about, like, let me not say gassing somebody up, but acknowledging how amazing they are, and they be like, and I do the same thing myself. I don't see what you see, and blah blah blah. That's because you're inside the body, looking from the inside out. Or you might be like on the ground in those positions, not necessarily witnessing the change. Because the same way, like if you have a cut or a scar, if you looking at that every day, you might not notice how it heals up. You know what I'm saying? Until it's fully healed, right? If you staring at it every second of the way. But if you stop looking at it, you look at it a week later, and it's a wrap.
man, I got a situation where I hope that's gonna be.
Please stop it. What is wrong with
The
you?
more attention
'Cause
you
I'm
give
thinking-
to it, the worse it's going
because
to
I'm thinking about my baby.
get. Babies.
Yes.
Babies. Yeah.
That is pretty
That's
important.
disgusting. That's bad. That's horrible.
pretty-
So you don't see. So you're saying that you look at the situation, you don't see the change, and
Because you're in the situation.
so and that's your defense from my end.
That's trying to have your back, like trying to so people can see where you coming from.
Right.
From a big dog spiritual perspective,
Mhm.
you got to keep in mind that we're smack dab in the middle of goddamn eternity, infinity, right? And a lot of things happen. So many things that you can go far back into the books as you want to, and before that first book that you can find was even fathomed, it was been trillions and bajillions of things and all types of words to describe number amounts that we are countless before, an atom might have even been developed. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it's in the moments, that make up eternity or infinity, sometimes we get caught up in those pieces and we don't sit back and allow ourselves to view things from a more aerial view or cosmic view, looking down on the earth. But if you just simply look at yesterday's situation or whatever, all this like great change these so like another way to look at it is like if you want to take down a house, Yeah, you don't see the brand new house yet because we still at the demolition phase. You know what I'm saying? So that might be another reason why you don't see the great change, but it's happening. This is the tip of the iceberg. It's unfolding. You got, bro, I'm 32. You already seen what happened in Solar Power Sundays at the whole, before I even did Solar Power Sundays at Whole Foods. The one room, what was it supposed to hold? 25 people? 125 people to the point you can't do it anymore. That's an emergency hazard. People 3 times my age. I wish I had that knowledge when I was your age. Now it's goddamn 9, 10, 8-year-olds getting the wisdom and knowledge early to the point where they don't even got to go through the same dumb stuff I went through. You know what I'm
Information is
saying?
readily more available though, right? So, shit, an 8-year-old now could also operate a high-tech iPhone, which fucking, you know, when I was 25 would have been, you know, shit. When I was, 16 would have been fucking like a space fucking some shit. You know what I mean? So, still though, I get where you're coming from to some extent. So, what about this age or this time we live in dictates that? I guess maybe break that down for the person listening on the outside so they get a better scope of where you guys are kind of speaking from.
Age, as in age of Aquarius,
Yeah.
which takes approximately 2,160 years to
I guess
take
that
place.
I guess, like, let's say if I were listening, like before you were like, no, I'm flushing it out for the. So this is something I learned for the person who listens to the show. Sometimes we're speaking and it's like it'll be a common for you two, and then for the person outside of that, the context ain't so clear. So I'm creating a clearer context. That's why I said,
No,
like,
I understand.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I'm asking more, going into detail. It ain't for me.
I get what you do when you do that.
Yeah, it's like, you know, shit. We had our homeboy Dante
I'm
listen.
with you, bro.
Oh my God,
I'm messing with
he
you.
got defensive earlier. I'm getting defensive now. I'm about to shove this mic in his
See what I
fucking
did
green
there?
eyeball.
It's crazy
See what I
because
did?
I'm the Pisces, emotional, and
You surfing right now.
y'all too emotional.
Oh, we going off of ego. I don't think this is
Bro.
emotion. This is all.
I'm the most emotional, sensitive person on the Western Hemisphere. I promise you.
I don't believe that.
Okay, sometimes.
Sometimes there we go. I'll take that.
Sometimes.
Yeah, because you can be a cold-blooded bastard too.
Hey, that was my old self, man.
So,
New 2021. New me. Who this?
so the age of Aquarius, you kind of spoke to it before. It's the information age, right?
AKA the age of enlightenment.
And what
'Cause
can
it's
we
a lot
see?
of fucking information and data.
A lot of it, and I mean, like, we definitely are living in an information age. I think that goes without question. What changes can we see or expect to see?
The crumbling and collapsing of the paradigm that we were born into, right? Which we're witnessing right now before our very eyes
Big facts.
on all of our phones, social media, news outlets, et cetera, right? That's the beginning phases. But one planet in particular I would like to point out is Pluto. So Pluto comes about and brings about destruction and death to things that are no longer necessary in the universe, right? If somebody's not fulfilling their purpose, or if something has fulfilled its purpose and its time is up and it's time for something new, Pluto is here to, bring the broom out and sweep that up and get that up out of here.
Let me ask another question then. This is kind of left but not. How do the planets bring about this change?
So we say the word planet, but what we're actually dealing with are,
Celestial beings.
we say celestial beings, but we're dealing with centers for, just like how you have musical notes on a scale, you have these different aspects or reflections, or I think aspects would be the best word to use here. Aspects of the creator, right? Or the unseen, which is so divine and profound that you need multiple ways of explaining it. Because it's really the one, right? The law of one is a real thing. It's just love and whatever. Like who was that? I thought that was a kill arguing with
definitely
me
me.
about love is blah, blah, blah. And my response was, balance at the end of the day. As, profound as it is, it wouldn't exist for real if it didn't have something to polarize it, to differentiate between what it is and what it is not, right? So anyways, you have, we say God or creator, et cetera, which is so amazing and multifaceted that you need multiple so-called
Billions.
celestial beings right?
Billions.
Or spheres, etc. Because keep in mind, this is our solar system we're talking about. You got multiple solar systems outside of the Milky Way galaxy, right? So you have these focal points for these different types of consciousness or these functions that need to take place in order for work to get done. You have one that brings about birth, right? Which is Pluto again, right? You have the life force that's vibrating all over the place, underlying and permeating through everything, the sun. You have the moon revolving around the earth, right? That reflects and has that formative type of reflective type of nature to it. The earth, which is like a repository, right? Mars, which everybody should be familiar with, gets that action done. We say warrior, right? Men are from Mars, women are from Venus and all of that jazz, but Mars is that action, will, get it done, forceful type of planet, while Venus deals with reciprocity. We say love, but Venus is also, give and take. You do this, I'm going to do this for you back. You rub my back, I'm going to scratch yours. That type of thing. And so on and so on. But if you put the pieces together, now you have life as we know it. Now, how do these things go about making stuff happen? It's like, the puppeteer, for lack of better words, or the ventriloquist or whatever. They're operating at a higher level, and it's an axiom that you all should be familiar with from the dojo as above, so below. Like rain, things take place up there and it trickles on down and it precipitates and it manifests and it appears to happen down here. In the last show, you kept, this is fake, this is that, this is blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because this is the world of illusions and what it looks like. That's what's really going on, right? That's the only real time and the only real thing that's taking place is the activities inside of us. Yes, our thoughts and our will and our innermost realities, etc., but also the movement of the celestial spheres, and not just how they function individually, but how they act upon each other. Because every planet has an effect on every other planet, and then you also have to take into account where they are. We say houses or signs, right? But it's a whole science to it. Yeah. We can actually do an astrology show one day and break it down.
We need to.
But I would do it a disservice trying to summarize what a planet is
in
depth in a sentence or two.
Yeah, it's too much.
So, because I was trying to, but again, it was just to give context for the person when you say that a change is coming based off of the planetary positioning.
It's a lot going on right now.
Yeah.
There's always a lot going on.
And that's baby food, I just said, compared to what's really, really going on. Everything that you read about on the internet, if somebody goes on the internet right now and buys also 20 books off of Amazon, the most up-to-date books on astrology, and then they cap that in 6 months or whatever, they'll still be a preschooler compared to what is really, really available as far as knowledge, wisdom, and understanding is concerned in regards to planets and astrology. It's an infinite science.
Someone I trust in very much said that you will never master astrology because it changes every single day. There's a new aspect every single day. So just be in tune and present like you're supposed to be.
So back to you guys, like you said, yesterday was significant, and to you that corresponded with the change you see is going on. What other things do you see, Akil, that you feel like corresponding to the change you feel like is happening?
Well, I see a lot of people, like we touched upon this, a lot of people heading into the more spiritual side in terms of connecting with what I'll use myself as an example. When I was younger, I thought a lot of stuff was like black magic, kind of voodoo. You don't touch that because there's a stigma behind it. And we're realizing that stuff came from us, and there's a power in knowing and owning that type of knowledge. So I see that firsthand, and to me, that was never present in the past. Like the push for knowledge in the 60s, the 50s, the 70s, it more was geared towards what our history was, the struggle, coming from Africa, or our place in history, or commit, or you know what I'm saying? Now you got young kids tapping into Rudolph Steiner. and reading them type of books and trying to get more into the metaphysical, spiritual side. I think that's where.
So
In the past, it was more a physical fight that we were on. Like,
ISIS papers, they came before.
But that did not.
Bro, why
that
you
did
gotta
not.
drop some of the most phenomenal books?
well, I
in
guess
human
what I'm-
But let me
existence?
hold on. Let me.
I just gotta praise my brother for a minute. You hold on. He said ISIS papers and they came before Columbus. Them, if you don't got them in your archive, you tripping right now.
Yeah.
2 books I've had in my archive.
But you know, both of those books more so dealt on the like physical
Perspective.
Yeah.
Because
It wasn't.
is everywhere.
Yeah, it wasn't more so like how a Rudolf Steiner book is dealing with like, yo, if you work on yourself internally, you can manifest your world.
Let me say this though, because you mentioned Kemet in ancient Africa.
That's where all that
And-
came from.
Boom. That he just verbalized it, but
No.
that's not his shit. Okay, cool.
Both of y'all smart dudes.
I'm just saying.
I
Just
want
for the-
y'all
the
to
listener-
follow what I'm
The
saying.
listener, I just don't want them to think it's something different than what
No.
Rudolf Steiner is saying in ancient Kemet.
I get what y'all saying, but
Okay, cool.
follow the what I'm saying. Back in the day, where the Kemet stuff came up, I was saying in the 50s, 60s, 70s, more of the knowledge gathering or seek of knowledge from young black folks was more on the history of us. Yo,
On
I
a
might,
physical level.
yeah, like I might go study up on King Tut or, you know what I'm
Who
saying?
was
Like,
on some Rudolf Steiner shit that they just didn't happen to communicate
Right.
at that particular time.
we didn't get that deep
Got you.
into it.
Okay, cool.
Now the young folks, and it's getting younger and younger, like Asa said, they're more stepping outside of what are the typical books that fall into black culture books. Rudolf Steiner, I didn't know shit about no Rudolf Steiner until I was in my 30s, bro. You know what I'm saying? There was not one person that I came across in my 41 years that mentioned a Rudolf Steiner until I met this cat. So that aspect of it for me, people are focusing more on the spirituality and figuring out how to get themselves right, knowing that we're souls with a body, not bodies with a soul. That wasn't the big push in the past because 20, 25 years ago, the books I was reading was like Message to the Black Man and From Niggas to Gods and stuff like that. And that was the physical. They were talking about the physical binds that a young black male was going through living in America and living in the world today. They weren't touching so much so on connecting like fucking dielectric fields. You know what I'm saying? I didn't learn that shit until like the
Publicly.
I guess in
publicly.
Because Marcus Garvey, I got a book at home with the binder on it. Don be talking about flexing and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Got the little binder for the on the sides or whatever. But it's called the metaphysical something of the life and times of Marcus Garvey, showing and proving that he was initiated into multiple societies.
I could believe
heavily studied when it comes to
looking at
metaphysics.
the stuff
Yeah.
that he used to wear. I
Look
could
at what
believe
he
that.
accomplished. Like you
Yeah.
can't accomplish that with a regular brain, with regular content like that you learn from like public schools and stuff.
I could believe that.
You know what I'm saying?
But I guess in some respects, I feel like that's to be expected, being that we live in an information age, and there's going to be a percentage of people who are geared towards different thoughts and different interests, and it just has more like it's available for us.
But you thought that was just something that was going to always occur naturally no matter what.
To some extent, like you look at kind of just the variance in what people are into nowadays it is greatly different than it was 30 years ago. And I'm just saying, like, spirituality, personal interests, even like we talk about, me and my homegirls talking about sex a lot. Like sex, so many things aren't taboo anymore because it's just like it is what it is. Fellatio, you know what I mean? Like these things are just because over time, as we become less traditional and less less kind of bound by the previous religious kind of context we kind of came into this. Now it's like as the information is available, people are just into different shit. So I guess like in some respects, yeah, I would expect for people to be more engaged in different forms of spirituality and thought processes and things of that nature. And it's a lot of us on this planet. You know what I mean? Like It's a lot of us. It's 7 billion people.
I just want to say this right. Insert this right there. But that I agree with. But that only takes place after somebody like Akil like exposes them or initiates that conversation. Because the information being out there doesn't really do anything unless it's made it's presented to somebody in an appropriate manner.
Palatable.
You know what I'm saying? And palatable, right?
In my family, I'm considered the black sheep conspiracy theorist dude. I got a huge family. I'm one, and I'm not just talking about siblings, I'm one of maybe like 50, 60 close family members that thinks the way that I do.
5 minutes.
90% of the people listening, I promise you right now, I will bet all of my money, all my stock, all my whatever on them not knowing who the hell Rudolph Steiner is, nor how to spell his name if they Googled it right now.
You said how many? What was
90%.
Okay, I'll take that. If you would have said like,
It's an overwhelming majority, bro.
But I
90%.
90.
I mean,
I would say
it's not a common
95%.
name though. You know what I mean?
What my point is, the people say spirit and spirituality, like, and throw it out there. That's a super general term. Even I wanted to speak on what you said about, like, we getting more and more spiritual. Everything is spiritual. This water bottle and this microphone is spirit to a degree. But what Akil is saying is that we're getting to the point where we're more familiar with where the spirit starts and emerges from. Because even the body and the physicality is an extension and externalized spirit.
I guess. So when I hear change, sometimes in my mind, if you want to say maybe we're reverting back to having them, because everything's cyclical to me. Like everything.
That's true.
My mom used to always say, fashion comes and goes every 20 years.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So it's like, to me, I think events fold in history to some point. Like collapses happen and these different things. I just don't see that change kind of being like sudden. I think things are always gonna happen inside these goddamn this world we live in. I don't see it like I'm trying to get to the point where it's like, man, I really feel like that planet is influencing the change that's going on this planet right here. When I see the things that, and again, like I brought up a reference, like imagine being in a war-torn country in Africa in the fucking 80s. You know what I mean? Where, I don't know, fucking Amsterdam or whoever, Germany left the country, they left a vacuum of power, and you had one fucking change in government leadership as one coup after another happens. Are you saying that this, not are you, but to them, are they saying it's the planets, or are they saying like, shit, this is just what's happening based off of where we are, where this country's at in this point in time that we live in?
As above, so below.
It's no way.
It's always it's all. Do you think that this giant ass universe that was created, whatever you believe, creator, God, whatever the case may be, do you believe everything is energy? This table, everything is vibrating right now at some molecular level. You believe all them planets, stars, and all that have no influence whatsoever on what goes on in our lives?
Is it, before you answer that, is yes or no, is it light outside when you can see the sun? And is it dark outside when you can no longer see the sun?
Is there light outside when you can no longer
when
see?
the sun, after the sun rises in the morning, nigga, is it light outside? Is it daytime?
Is there light? Yes.
And then after the sun
Sets.
You get warmth, you get heat from the sun.
Is it colder? Is it colder outside because of the lack of the sunlight?
So that's a physical example of
not just physical, identifiable.
So the sun, you believe, I'm not saying you believe, but the sun is the only celestial being that has an effect on you because you can feel it. You like literally can feel heat. All right, Dave, let's end this episode right here.
No, but hold on.
Yes, that boy stammered.
Well, because the two of you guys are combining back and forth like freaking Go Trunks or whatever their name is.
Fusion, boy.
Yeah, don't ever do that again.
Well, I mean, honestly, my question is, so what about, like, Pluto's not technically a planet anymore?
Even as a celestial being, it got to have some type of influence.
Well,
This is the thing.
It got too small to have any influence on the other planets in the solar system. That's why they dropped it.
This is another.
This little bell got an influence in his room.
This is, so look, my response to that would be, at one point in time, because I got a lot of astrology books that don't even mention Pluto because it had not been discovered yet.
True.
Right? And then who are these folks and who are they to say what a celestial object is or is not? You know what I'm saying? So that's a part of perspective. That conversation right there is for the creator, which may not have a physical mouth or ears, et cetera, or to people who are more astute in that area. Like, for example, the Dogons or different tribes in Mali who are able to detect and tell people what's going on without the aid of a telescope, who can actually show and prove different things out right on the spot, out of their mouth, better than people with the finest telescopes here in the United States. You know what I'm saying? I would rather sit down and learn from them or see what they have to say about something like that, as opposed to an American, Western type of person who is a supposed, astrophysicist or whatever they went to school for. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah. That's just my feedback.
I got you.
Okay, cool. Because
Makes
I wouldn't
sense.
dare battle.
It makes sense. No, like I said, I mean, this, and I think we've talked about this before. This is one of those topics that I have a lot of questions on. Like, I mean, you have, a lot of people that go into astrology that where, okay, but those stars aren't in the same positions in the sky that they were thousands of years ago. And you want to get technical about it, that you've got, the ranging of what's closer to us versus what's further away. And, you've got millions versus billions of years and the impact, because it is, I'm with you on the whole light and energy and all that kind of stuff. It's, yeah, but I'll take you off into left field. I don't want to do that.
Yo, I just want to say I'm so glad you brought that up, because a lot of people say, in our verbiage, we say things like the sun is rising, the sun is setting, when in actuality, it's the earth that's doing
it ain't
this
moving.
thing, and it's our perspective that makes us say certain things. So so with that being said, when people say the stars are in a different spot, blah, 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 that's us making our transits around whatever, and our perspective in relationship to those stars are, what's actually changing. Because those things are fixed, to my knowledge. Stars are fixed and planets are moving, but the position of the earth and our perspective,
the stars
makes
moving.
them
they move.
Everything's moving.
Fixed in the sense that they're there for an extremely long time. Unlike planets, which have a definite type of motion every single year.
Well, I mean, so the sun moves.
The sun, yes, but I'm talking about constellations per se. Have you seen a constellation change its geometry or its composition or whatever?
I don't know. I would have to go look. I mean, but again, how long has that kind of stuff even been noticed and looked at? I mean, you're talking about millions of light years in distance between those stars. It would take millions of years for them to be moving apart for each other for us to even notice it. We haven't even been around that long. And that gets where it gets weird is, a lot of, to your point about perspective, a lot of our suppositions and a lot of our beliefs and a lot of our theologies and theories are only based on our perspectives as we've been around for a very short period of time.
In relation.
So, we've been here in this form for a
we've been here
period
forever.
of time.
I've been here forever.
Because you,
I
friend,
can't speak for y'all. I've been here forever.
We call you Dave, but the being that I'm talking to when I say peace, what up, Dave, blah, 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 not the being that you are is like, bro, like if I chopped your head off right now, the essence of who you are is infinite. Like, come on, bro.
Your soul. Your soul.
We could say soul. We could say whatever.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I mean, that the whole energy can't be destroyed or created. Yeah, I get that.
It had.
We have to add that to the conversation when we talk about the being instead of just the container. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We had to talk about the person driving the car and the car.
See, now we're dangerously close to Scientology, and I'm going to go off. So
yeah, we
definitely gonna have a show about Scientology.
Yeah.
And I would say too,
Jesus.
like even on Scientology, most religion, like the spiritual piece, not that they accurately are speaking to it, but a lot of these things have a basis in spirituality. So,
have you read up on Scientology?
Everything does.
I've read up on. No, I haven't. But I was going to say,
no.
What I'm saying, what I'm trying to say is that even if they pull in from other pieces for let's say it's an agenda, right? And they pull from other sources, the other sources pull from spirituality at some point. You know what I mean?
You should check out.
That's why that spirituality.
You should check out. Not contending with. You should check out the the history of Scientology, how it started, and
What
also L. Ron Hubbard.
Bro, what
Good
did
Lord,
he
bro.
say before he created Scientology, bro?
L. Ron Hubbard, Time Magazine, 1977. Writing science fiction is great, but if you really want to make money, start a religion.
Boom.
Yeah,
Grand opening, grand closing.
yeah.
Prior to Scientology.
Scientology was, bro. Yeah.
I don't know shit. It sounds like we need to go into religion.
To get their bread.
Oh, but according to Scientology, they're a religion, but they're not a religion. But they're a religion for tax purposes. But they're really just an alternative to psychology. But they're a religion to stop not pay taxes. But they haven't been recognized to not. Yeah.
Yep.
I have some issues. I've lost some friends into that
L.
Kool-Aid
Ron
drinking
Hubbard.
mess.
Hey, man. Do you know the second degree in the student enrollment by heart? Supreme Wisdom Lessons? Who is the colored man? Who is... No?
Not by heart, not no more.
Look, man, I ain't going to say it on the air. Go do your homework. Supreme Wisdom Lessons from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Nation of Islam. Go study the second degree, right? And the student enrollment. And then ask yourself why, because this is another question. Or we need to humble ourselves before we start debating and talking about whoever's stuff is better than somebody else. And then tell me why in the hell L. Ron Hubbard's picture is in the mosques at different locations in the Nation of Islam. On the wall.
Uh-oh. All right, man, we got to wrap this up, bro. I got to go to work.
All right.
Ammo.
Booze ain't going to work because he injured himself.
We're going to end this episode of the 34th episode of the High Vibe Guys.
Charles Barkley.
The next time we come on, we're going to
That
have
was
an
his
intro
number.
and an outro. I'm excited about that. Could have had one today, but you know what? Had a bunch of crybabies.
And we had to been here till 3:30.
Yeah.
Booze trying to figure, how do I want to do this?
I took off of work, my God. So I could have been here all day.
Yeah, you can.
I
I want to go
wouldn't-
to work.
Would have walked out of here and Dave would have shot us a bill for like $11,000. Like, what? How much fucking time we spend in that goddamn studio? But y'all see how I navigated that conversation away from a debate and just more me asking a bunch of fucking questions?
Because you a beast, bro.
Well,
you
I'm not
are
finna-
just
you know-
a genius,
You knew
bro.
your head was on the
I
chopping
did-
block.
I
and you was
didn't-
about to get it flat off.
Well, I knew
Flew out.
I knew the thing was. This is
Yeah,
what I've
flew
learned.
out.
Sometimes shit is gonna just be so much opinion that it's like it's not gonna be worth it.
I swear that's your favorite word. It's opinion. No,
He-
some
he-
stuff just
he-
ain't opinion,
He
but
just said a word that it was very relatable. It's
Like
called
smartly?
perspective.
Like
perspective.
Smartly.
Yeah.
So opinions, perspective.
I had to
Sometimes,
look up smartly yesterday because I didn't think it was a word.
and then you
The kid
combine
showed me on
you
the
combine
Instagram.
opinion or perspective with ego. Then you got a fucking roundabout conversation that's going on.
And to bring it full circle, then you have yesterday in Washington, D.C.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
there we go. Way to
Oh,
bring it
boy.
back. All right. Any gratitudes, real quick? Any appreciations?
Man, I want to appreciate the small amount of folks who are out here and actually get it. And you're doing what it takes to love on yourself at this time. You are taking care of your families, your communities. Self-sustainability is a priority. Growing your own food is a priority. All of those folks who got some sense that I will see probably in about 10, 20 years, shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate you. I love you. And I look forward to meeting all the ones that I have not met thus far.
Me?
Go ahead.
I want to appreciate just the people who say they listen to the show or who give feedback and respond. And like somebody hit me up one day this week and they said, I was listening to your show about how women were used or how women were depicted in religion. And they, like we had a quick back and forth about it, you know what I mean? But that's the type of shit that's like real encouraging as a podcaster, still new podcaster, to know that people actually listen to your shows and they take things from it and that they research the information you speak about, or you put them on to something that they find to be useful and beneficial, or you just entertain them and you feel like, you know, like it's not just a fucking boring hour of us just chit chatting. Like people actually really appreciate the show. Shout out to Dante who came, who approached me and to let me know that he thought the show was great. Who's a avid podcast listener, who's a smart guy, and who I really respect and appreciate his opinion. But all of to say that it's just y'all individuals who we do it for, and a check in the future. But right now. Just for our people who want to hear what we have to say. So thank you. Who was that?
Vinatonics. Yeah.
Dope.
She gonna be on the show one day too.
What's her name again?
Vana.
Vinatonics, who just said she listened to episode 32. Shout out to
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I want to appreciate my brothers and Big Dave over here for us making it through a whole year. This next episode that we do, it'll be the anniversary, boy.
What?
Whole year. And you know what I'm saying? Through one of the craziest years, we actually started a couple months before the COVID, like a month and a half before the COVID hit. I was looking at a story the other day, and it was like the date that they pinpoint.
The Corona truck just passed by.
Crazy, right?
You saw that?
That's crazy, right? The day that they pinpoint everything, like the flashpoint for everything just popping off and shutdowns and all that, was March 11th, my birthday. And I remember that day very vividly because I went out. I never go out on my birthday. I went out.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Had drinks with some friends and, you know what I'm saying, came home to our new reality. But we've been doing this for a whole year, man.
Yep.
And y'all cats, in a whole year, I done seen the growth in both of y'all, in all of us, and the growth in the stuff that we're doing outside of here, which is even more exciting. And us sitting down a couple years ago, just throwing ideas out at each other. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we was at Union Street, I believe.
Shit, before that, we was at that spot downtown. I can't think of the name of that shit. We had meetings way back.
Yeah, it was us and Ron
man.
Kelly.
Yeah.
Yep.
Shout out to Ron Kelly.
So
Yep.
it's really like a really
It was about
long,
3-4 years worth of,
probably 4 years in
you
there.
know what I'm saying?
That's
Just,
so be real.
In the little lobby down there.
That
little
lobby.
Okay,
you know, grinding just
Dang.
to get to this point to where you seeing the fruition of the stuff that we've been doing. So my brothers, 1 year down on the podcast tip, but we about to go bananas this next year
Yeah.
and going forward. 5 years from now, like we were saying last night when we was working, 5 years from now, we going to be sitting around looking at each other like, man, remember when? And I just think this is so fly, bro. I think this is so fly what we doing, man. I love y'all to death.
Super
back,
excited
bro.
about the next episode.
Love y'all to life.
Passion Murray, can I say it?
Gang, gang.
If she ain't on the show, then I'm be embarrassed. Passion Murray.
Gang, gang.
We got Passion Murray coming up
No
for
Google
35.
it.
Sydney
Not
James.
Sydney James
Gang,
coming
gang.
up. Malik. We got
Kenny.
all types of cats. And then episode 36 will be E and Wi-Fi, probably two of our best guests easily by so far.
Gang, gang.
Got E, myself, and Wi-Fi, and everybody we know. We got a huge Black History Month program we're working on, so I'm looking forward to the next few episodes. But that's it from the High Vibe, guys. Episode 36 is episode 34 is in the bag.
Charles Barkley.
Thank you for listening, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. Yo.